Guys, today we're doing One Piece Month, and today this is new. We're doing a movie review, and it's called One Piece. Yep, that's what it's called. Which is not called the first movie. Anyways, the story starts off with a boat, and someone kills someone, and because he's trying to find the Wooden's treasure, a 1/3 of the world. Yeah, he stole 1/3 of the world. It's insane, even. I haven't got that far. That's pretty impressive. And he's obsessed with gold. No treasure, it's just gold. And then Tokyo solves this, and then he spots him, and then he becomes part of crewmate for a little bit. And then, meanwhile, Luffy and and this movie's so old that the newest member is Usopp. They're all hungry, and stuff like that. And then they see 3 people. They're called the Trio Coyotes, I think. Because they find it was kind of more in the movies. And then they stole the treasure and then give them food. But then they shot Luffy and Luffy got mad. Then El Dorado comes in and beams everyone. And then they beat it, and then they get split up. Usopp and Nami are in the ocean with El Dorado, and then they tell lies about where the treasure is, and Zoro and Luffy are with Tokyo, and then they swim to his grandfather, Muzo. Now Muzo wants his grandson to be a chef, but he wants to be part of Wooden's crew. They argued, and then he goes with Zoro and Luffy. And yeah, that's the story. I think the story's pretty simple for a 50-minute series. The writing is really good, I think. There's some funny moments. I like it when Zoro is eating his food slowly, and then Luffy eats it really fast, and then he gets rage baited. It's funny. Yeah. The characters are really good. Even though Oda isn't writing it, it's pretty good. They got some funny moments. The finale. So Nami helps him with his lies and thinking she's the granddaughter of Wooden. So then they go to like an Egyptian place but they wasn't there. And then I forgot to tell you, since Zoro and Luffy didn't pay it, they get tied up, and then Zoro slashes El Dorado's nails. And there's like this character that isn't like part of the group, but he's called Dorado, and he gives him gold so that he can fight, But then he slashes the tanks and they're free, so then they run away. And then they try to find it, so Nami heard about like thing to do with the map. If you light it, it'll show you it, and then he does it, and then it burns it. And it's the only time when Nami becomes a freaking dumbass and doesn't slap the people like Punch Out. And they're like, Nami! And then she's like, oh, let's do this together. So funny, man. Too bad the 6th movie is way too dark. Anyways, what did I say? So then, but they still heard that there's a mountain that points it, and they point it, and it looks like a wood. I really wonder why it's in the wood. Okay, anyways, so then they climb up, and then, sorry, I think I'm talking too much. And then they see Muzu. The reason why they're there is because Muzu was actually friends with Wooden. There's a flashback where Wooden went to collect all the treasure, but then Muzu has similar just to be a cook. And then he told them, "It's just a stupid rock," and then they fight, and then they trip over, and then one of them falls, but they didn't because he's alive. So then it was just falling water, but he wouldn't know that, so he goes to the adventure so that he can get all further the world. Again, that's pretty crazy. So that he wants to meet the old friend and gave him food. So when they go talk, El Dorado sees this, and then he slashes the food at Muzu. But then Luffy's being Zoro, he eats it and he gets good, and he says, "I'm never gonna forgive you." But then we got meanwhile with Godo and Zoro, and this is kind of sort of like Mihawk with Zoro, trying to teach him about like he's doing awful and stuff, and then he says, "We'll meet again." Now, I think that should be like if this was canon, this should be like the second last fight Zoro does before Mihawk. I really think that would be really cool. So then. Sorry. And then El Dorado and Luffy fight, and then oh yeah, I forgot to tell you, he has the sound fruit, and I'm not sure if he sounds really loud. It does a beam. Oh boy, hope he doesn't be in those locale like I'm in tremendous pain. And then he does the beam, but then Luffy goes, "I'm a balloon," and then he shoots him, and then he went to the stars, and then the three coyotes went off and into the cliff. Okay. So then they go to see the old friend, but the old friend is actually dead, and I'm not joking here, it's all the friends all the way, he put all the gold with there. Man, it's a cheesy ending. I hope they don't do that in the One Piece finale. That would be a waste of time. And then they go back, then they say bye, and that's it. Honestly, I think this movie's okay, I guess. I'll give it a 6 out of 10, but the second movie is way better.